How many children you had in your family? How many brothers and sisters you had?
I had 15 full brothers and sisters and 24 half-brothers, sisters. My daddy was the father of 24 children. My father was. He's a pretty good old man, wasn't he? Mm-hmm. And this one is the baby. Baby of all of them. Mm-hmm.
Remember you told me about how when you were a little girl, you used to chop cotton?
Oh, yeah. Of course I used to chop cotton. And I was still chopping cotton when I got to be a midwife. Because I've come in all for a patient and come to the cotton field, had my hoe out there, set my bag up on a stump, go chopping cotton, helping my children out. Oh, it took me 2 years to tell you all of it, and ain't no use in trying.
What did people eat back then?
They eat like they do now. Salad, cabbage, but they raise their own rations. Nobody didn't go to the store and buy nothing much then. I don't reckon there was nothing in there from the bar. Was the stuff? You remember about that good as me. No, raise your own rations. Mm-hmm.
You have to buy nothing but it with
No.
coffee,
Yeah.
baking powder, soda.
Something like that. The biggest thing we had to buy. No, we raised it. Worked out there and raised it.
Well, didn't you tell me you've been to a many place when you was off and they didn't have nothing to eat?
Oh, many of them. Yeah, go out on that labor case, and
She come back so hungry.
but I always had something to eat at home.
What did you tell the women about eating after they had the baby?
They eat anything they wanted to long then. They didn't have no particular, did it, Stella? Just eat anything they wanted to along then. Nothing didn't hurt them. They lived on.
What about feeding the babies?
Feed them on the milk, you know. Mm-hmm.
All of them was breastfed now.
Yeah, all of them was. You fed them from that breast. Along then, no, there were no bottle babies.
You live with every one of your grandchildren.
Yeah, I live with every one of them. I don't even know how many it is. Last time I counted them.
100, but you brought them all in the world.
Yeah, I know it is.
What did you do with the afterbirth? After the baby came?
Buried it. Put it in the ground and buried it, like burying a young one. Or anyone else could bury it, just so they put it down deep enough so the dogs wouldn't scratch it up. Did them dogs would scratch it up and eat it. You know, way back then I'm talking about. I expect they do it now.
Did you ever burn it?
Yeah. Burned it a many times for the last 20 years. If you had, you know, a fire to burn it, just gouge you a hole over there in the backside of the fire and cover it up and throw your chunks and things back there, put on some more wood, burn it up.
Do you remember when the health department started training midwives?
Yeah. Went to the first one. They give me 100 and send me on back home. That's what they done.
Eighth grade
Right
every
here at
time.
Pittsburgh. They sure did.
I don't know how she looked at the all the time, but she did.
Had in my head.
Did you have to go every month to a...
No, sir. We didn't have it once a year, but we'd have about 3 days of it. But it won't but once a year.
What happened in those 3 days?
We'd have meeting. Now, when they go and take in meeting, you'd take in with a song, and then next they call on you or somebody else to lead them in prayer. That's the way we took in all them meetings. And then I'd get through that, sing a song, and that meeting was open for business. Then we all go in, give in how many babies we had delivered in that 12 months or something like that. Looked like nobody never did have many but me. But I'd have too many to give in.
Did they ever try to teach the women who came, the other midwives, how to do?
They didn't know how to do this themselves. They'd talk it over with them. Now, what did them that women know that them that they was teaching didn't know? Not a thing in the world. They'd have to ask them. I'd ask you something, you ask me something, backwards and forwards like that. No.
Did any of the nurses ever come out to watch you do a delivery?
No, but they'd make it common to come see me. The nurses would, when I got attached to them, you know. They come out to my house regular.
But they never came out to watch a delivery?
No, sir. 'Cause they knowed nothing about it. They could have learned a whole lot if they'd have come on out there and
Well,
did.
What about you delivering the baby in Mike Teeson's hospital and he said he wouldn't be born? You said he would.
Yeah, but it was born. I told you it would have. Down here at Pittsburgh, and Dr. McTeeson, that he had to go off that night and he sent after me, and we had killed hogs, and I was drying up my Lord. But I finished and went on down there after he sent after me. He said, "Auntie Cordie," said, "I want to get you to stay here till in the morning." He said, "You stay here and tend to this patient, but he ain't gonna be born tonight." And says, "I'll be back in the morning, about 7 o'clock. I told him, okay. He went on, and that woman got in pain. It was I knowed her well. She was Miss Eva, Mr. Willie's wife. And she just kept telling me, "Oh, Auntie Cordie," said, "them labor pains, you can't tell me nothing. I just know it is." I said, "Let me see." I said, "Yes, I just examined her stomach," and I said, "Well, the labor pains, 'cause that baby's come down." And I said, "You just bow on to him." And I said, "I'm going downstairs and call the doctor." You see, we is up there. I went down there and called him from where he was. But he said, "All right," so you just take care of the case, so I'll be there in a little while. But when he come back, it was next morning. That Dr. McTeeson down here, that's who it was. That's some of my last go around. And I done lived her. And that baby was there just looking at, his eyes and shining around, and he was just tickled to death over it. No, if they couldn't do this self, they'd send after old lady Cordie. 'Cause she put the power in front, you see? I say I did. At least I thought like it. Put God in front. Tell him what I want him to do with this woman. I want you to deliver her all right and everything.
Aunt Cordie,
Mm-hmm.
did you ever have any dealings with a root doctor?
No, sir. Never did in my life.
You've heard of him.
I heard of them. Yes, sir. I've heard of them many times.
For nothing but to tell you some kind of big tale.
I don't know what they're for, 'cause I ain't been in touch with them. I ain't been in touch with them. No, I didn't never bother with the root doctors. I had a doctor could work all kind of roots. And he worked them too. Mm-hmm.
Were there ever any white midwives in this section of the country?
No, sir.
No, sir. There was.
They had been one old white lady, but she was blind, used to live there.
Yeah, Miss Jordan. I know who you're talking about. Mm-hmm.
I have never known when the time she did that. 'Cause ever since I'd been knowing, I had never known nothing she did, 'cause she was blind all the time.
Mm-hmm. Mexican talking about Miss Jordan, Stella, you knowed her.
She did that before she went blind.
Yeah, but she got blind. And I never did know none of her works, 'cause she went blind.
Well, when you were gone from home, she did go up to Mabel Fuse.
Yeah, I know she
He
did.
says that's what killed Mabel after them twins were born.
Mhm.
That's when them birthed them.
Yeah, I know it.
So she swelled up so hard, you know, she never even get well.
Mm-hmm.
How much did you charge for a delivery?
They didn't have nothing to pay you. Tell you how they'd pay you. Some of them would pay you a little. You might get $1 out of something. There won't no money then, I don't reckon. They didn't pay me now. $1 or $2. Some fodder, tops, 'cause I had some horses. Or anything like that, they'd bring it.
Well,
Bring you some-
Be charging them $5.
Yeah, bring them peas or anything that way. And after we got going to the midwives, having meeting, they wanted you to charge everywhere you went $5, you see. But you couldn't get it. Folks didn't have it. You might charge them that, but you wouldn't get nothing. 'Cause I went to a many place. That's the reason I got to get in my wash pans and frying pans and things when I didn't even have nothing to wash my hands in. That's the reason I carried my thing. Yeah, I got them, carried them all. People along then, they just did not have it. White didn't have it neither, like the colored. They're all poor. Sometimes I think the colored folks had more than the white along there. They'd save up and prepare for you if they're looking out for a labor case.
She would go, she know they won't go on bail.
Oh, yeah.
She'd go to,
You reckon?
he been there 3 or 4 times, hadn't got no pay. Next time he come after, she'd go.
Yeah, I go. What I gonna let that woman lay there and suffer for and I could help her? Never mind about the pay, you'll get pay. I go in there, and some men were just too sorry to pay them debts for their wife, them labor debts. And he come back after me again, they hadn't paid me. I wasn't too sorry to go and help her. I'd help her if I didn't never get no pay. If it was your wife, I'd help her if you didn't never give me a cent.
I know at one
That's
point,
my principle.
he come after you and you delivered 3 then. He
Yeah.
still hadn't paid paid you nothing. You went
Paid me
right on.
thing. I went right on. Well, you see, I'm setting up here, don't you? My 900. That's what keep you living.
Yes, but I bet what you have to pay me.
I want him to pay me too, but if he didn't pay me, you see, I'm still living. And I've always been blessed with something to eat. And now I got some place to stay.
And all of them 10 or 15 children UT Globe got over here. You brought in one of them in the word, and I bet
Sure
the
did.
only dollar you got out of them was that other week 20%.
Mm-hmm.
He didn't pay you 1 penny for all them
No.
you brought in the word.
Well, that is all right.
Well, now I call that a sorry man. I'd let him suffer
Well,
sometime.
Well, it's not him suffering, so it's his wife. I ain't gonna let his wife be suffering on account of his hard doing. So that's the way to do. Always look out for the best. And I've been to a many places. I go back home so hungry. I went in there one evening, and Mexa was up there in the field chopping cotton. And it was getting very late over in the summer, and I hadn't eaten nothing since I left home. Done stayed up all night and everything, and I could look over there at home, see the top of my house, but I didn't say nothing. She was up there chopping cotton. And I done got down to one ham. You know, had some old meat, but been a cutting them hams and things. I went up there and cut me a frying pan full of ham. Went back down there and sat 'em on top of that wood stove. Mexa see the smoke, she come down to the house.
I know you must have been at the house and all that those days.
Oh, man, I was eating ham. I was hungry. It's been 2 days.
13, I'd be by myself about all the time. She'd be gone.
Mm.
Till night.
Tell me about the time you went to the house and didn't have anything to wrap the baby up with and didn't have any clothes in your bag. What did you use?
I had clothes on. I just broke this. Oh, Stella knows that. She done heard it many times. I broke that out there called a strap crochet. Broke it in two. Tore me a place down, and the place that just tore me out a big flood. Bathed that baby and went on.
Left them wrapped up in your apron.
Yeah. The apron was just tied around my waist. And I tied that around his neck and left him there wrapped up in it. But you had to do many ways when you get in a push and can't do no better. But y'all ain't never been pushed up like I have long been.
Did you have any advice? What did you tell the ladies about the easiest way to make the birth come?
I told them to bad to them. And you see, like this, you could take a woman in labor could take her fist and let her birth still hanging there, and they close it up at the bottom, and that'll make the stomach swell out. When that stomach swell out, flop, that thing will come. It'll come. I did that, I reckon, dozens of times, but it'll sure come. If you just, you know, you can hold your breath in there and then make your stomach swell back up. But whenever it swells up, you're going to hear something that says flop. He'll be there.
Did you always deliver them on the bed or where?
Anywhere. Sometime I'd get there and they'd be done delivered down here. So you had to do the best you could then. Get them on the bed afterwards. But I'd deliver them on the beds if I could, you know. But you can't do that every time. Sometimes when they send for you, they done delivered. And I want you to take care of it, you see. And so you have to do many ways when you're on midwives.
Did any of them have their babies squatting down rather than lying on the bed?
Not but one, as I knows of. And I just had her to raise up a little and I helped to the baby. But he'd come all right head foremost and held to head. And then just let her lie down and then fixed her up. But there ain't no child that's ever born, don't care which way it come. But what? He's a normal child if you don't do nothing to keep him from being unnormal. They're normal children, but there's a minute normal one come in the world that won't normal when they got there. But the mother calls of it a heap of times, you know.
How was that?
And you couldn't help it.
He said, how was that?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, she'd do something other to keep that child from being normal. There's a minute one in the world now, as old as me and you, was born not normal. Now, you may not believe that. Want a normal child when it was born, but learn a whole lot since then and hope their own self. Every child that's born ain't normal. You may think they is, and I may think they is, but they're not. There ain't no normal children born.
Well, he wants to know what's the cause of it. Did it take some number or what?
No. Oh, they do sometime. And now, these days, that takes a little else to keep that child from being normal.
One of the things I wondered is that she was a great singer.
Sure.
And I wondered if you could tell me some of the songs that you sang as a midwife.
I ain't got none. Did you, Max?
I've never known you to sing none while you was on your midwife.
No.
Always when my oldest sister was at home, she'd go upstairs and she could be so quiet up there, nobody but her and the girl.
Talking to God. Mm-hmm. I didn't sing around them much like a heap of folks know how. But I got some children and grandchildren that's good singers.
You don't never
You
hear
like singing though, don't you, Aunt Cordie?
You don't never hear
Oh!
She's always a humming.
I have to pat my foot if you sing much. I like good singing.
Well, could you sing for us now?
She hums a whole lot.
Well, to sing makes all happy. Sing a little piece, Stella.
I hadn't even sung none since
I know it.
I used to sing
How
when I
you know?
was kicking my son.
You all sing a little piece. Mm-hmm.
We know about them songs that you've been singing in the church. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, I sing it too.
Mm-hmm.
I sing, you know, precious Lord down there.
Mm-hmm.
Precious Lord,
Take my hand, lead me on, lest I stand. I am tired, I am weak, I am worn. You the numb, you the Take my hand, precious Lord, lead me on. That's a good song. Mm-hmm.
Very nice. Very wonderful.
Mm-hmm. I don't believe you sung a bit.
No?
I hope I.
I told you about going to Asheville.
I can't
Mhm.
sing
Those
till we get to
musicians.
church.
Sure.
Really something.
Mm-hmm.
Playing fiddles and banjos and guitar.
Mm-hmm.
Really had a big time.
Sure.
I'm telling them what you said about it this morning.
Mm-hmm. Sure was.
Anybody around here play a musical instrument?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I used to play a piano, organ, either one.
Well,
That's
brother's
who I had
son
this
do
arthritis to play.
He still knows out of 64. He plays the box.
Mm-hmm.
Plays the box.
Yes, ma'am.
What's a box?
Guitar.
Guitar.
Nobody's. That's right. He plays the guitar and sings.
Hey, Cordie, you told me once about when you chop cotton,
Mm-hmm.
come in at night and sit down to eat. The head man had put, what would he do, put a dime at you? How did that go?
No, biggest hell put it in my place. The first time, he'd put 30 cents down there. That was on the first, you know. I never did get no higher than 50 cents. And both these boys you see of mine is work for 50 cents a minute day.
No, I worked for it.
Sure is. Minute day. That's good money. What you talking about?
Well, you get more of that 50 cents, you can't buy it all.
Yes, you did. Yeah, you get more than you get for $5. Mm-hmm. But when I commenced staying around with people, like I was staying with your wife, or his wife, or somebody else, lots of time you didn't have nothing to pay me. Or maybe some of your folks was able, but I didn't make but $1 a day for tending to the young'un at night and taking care of your wife and everything. Folks used to didn't have nothing.
Well, you used to pay preachers and chicken and corn.
Yeah,
Sweet.
sure
I
did.
remember when they used to do that.
Mm-hmm.
My mama's done all that. She knows about it.
Yeah. You stay here about 100 years, you know something. Mm-hmm. And I just feel just as happy about that if I was making $10 a day now.
You needn't look far back in 3 or 4 days if somebody come after them on labor case. If your wife and much sick.
Well, you had to go
Somebody
from,
else around there, she gonna stay with for a day or two.
yeah, you had to go from house to house. I ain't gonna turn poor woman down. She can't help it. If she got a sorry man, she can't help it.
Well, I guess if you hadn't done it, a lot of times those women wouldn't have anybody to help them.
No, they couldn't have done it.
I remember one time, my oldest sister got sick. And old lady come to the house and called me and told me. She thought Mother was at home, you know, and Mother won't.
Hmm.
You will way down to Mr. Willie Brooks's.
Mm-hmm.
I said to myself, well, my goodness, I can't walk way down there. The first thing I did when the kids started moving, hopped on her, so thought Mama was going to get up behind me. Rode down there and told you, and then you would get up behind me. Walked
Understood.
back behind. And then went on over there.
Yeah, but I walked on up there and delivered that baby. I know about that too.
I asked Aunt Donna whether you went back to stay with her till you got there. I said, tell her I'll go after.
Did you go to school?
Sure. I sent every one of my children to school. I
How far
quit.
did you go?
Yeah, I went till I got 13. And didn't I tell you my mother died, and then I had to be a mother. Well, now another girl there, large enough, you know, to wash dishes. And I was just 13 years old. And this was a baby. And no mother. Yes, sir, I went to school. I went from 6 years old to 13. But I got to the 7th grade, and I can read and write right now. I ain't never forgot it.
What was school like?
Oh, I don't know what is I couldn't say what it's like. Nah. But we had a good time in school. And we was sitting around the fireplace just like this at the schoolhouse. Stella, can't you remember a little about that? No. No, they's getting heaters when you was born. Huh? Yeah, had a fireplace. They had a chimney to the schoolhouse. All the children was crowded around there. Didn't have a one fireplace where we was at, but we was crowded around there. And some of them just run in. We'd get back out of the way, just like you'd run in, just got there and let you warm a little. Yeah, but Mexa didn't come along in them times. I did, though. Well, that's the way it was with the white and colored. Them white folks didn't have no other way, just like we did. That fireplace. And the finally